Tampa Bay, where he understands how to develop, but most importantly, he speaks their lingo and he speaks right at them. Going into spring training, he tells them what their strength is, and let's focus on that, and let's make you not just ordinary, but extraordinary.
Extraordinary is that guy right there. We saw him in the home run derby a few years ago, but take a look at this. He has reached base 48 times in the first inning. He has done it by hits, by walks, with the 10 home runs as well. All of those rank first. As he steps into the batter's box, what's changed for him?
This is the aggressiveness. The aggressiveness in the zone. He's looking for one pitch, and one pitch only in that first one. If he gets it, don't close your eyes, as Luis Garcia told us earlier.
Remember, it was a few years ago when the Braves were so dominant because they scored so many first-inning runs. Well, Wood has contributed to Washington being the team that is a juggernaut when it comes to scoring first-inning runs. So we are set. First pitch here at Truist Park. Braves, Nats, and Grant Holmes is ready. And that ball is put on the ground of the shortstop, Jim Jarvis, who has been outstanding in the field on a first pitch swing and a quick out for Holmes. And that will bring us to the man you got a chance to meet before the game, Luis Garcia. He's the first baseman. His 22 homers already this season are a career high. We'll set the rest of the defense after you've seen Jarvis at shortstop make the play. Garcia aggressive at the plate as well. He takes one outside, 1-0. Mauricio Dubon's been an everyday guy. He's at third base for the Braves. He's been so good. Albies is at second. Of course, Matt Olson is at first. Mike Yastrzemski back, and he's playing left field. Michael Harris in center, and Acuna out there in right. This one is to left. Yastrzemski's going back. He's going back. It's over his head. And Garcia's going to get into second base with a stand-up double. I don't know if Yastrzemski either saw it or it just took off on him, but a clean double for Luis Garcia.
I would say it took off on him, and he's going to look at the repetition up in the board, or the replay on the board, but the one thing that he did do, did not take the right angle to it. Thought he had a beat on it, and then halfway through, just seems like the ball had really good backspin and beat him to it.
He's been dealing with a bulky elbow, but he's back out there in left field, and a chance again for the Nats to take advantage here of an extra base hit in the first inning. Here is the former LSU Tigers superstar Dylan Cruz. He takes a strike. Slider in there. It's 0-1. This guy doesn't get the attention because the numbers don't support the attention that Wood and Garcia and Abrams are getting, but all the ability in the world. He swings on the ground to third base. Fielded. Dubon fires, and staying there at second base is Garcia. 2 down. Here comes the National League Player of the Week last week. I'll give you some of the numbers, but 7 homers, 3 doubles, and 14 RBI for C.J. Abrams. That 7 homers is more than 3 teams.
It's pretty impressive. He's developed from a speed player into one of the most dynamic and dangerous offensive weapons in the game.
Good one in there for a call. No, that's a ball just below the zone, and it's 1-0. Our home plate umpire today is Chad Fairchild. Abrams has been really good in every category, but runners in scoring position over 340, way out in front of that slider, the best pitch that Grant Holmes has, and he will throw it to righties and lefties.
Yeah, there's an urgency for pitchers to try to get to 2 strikes, obviously on every hitter, but especially on Abrams, who morphs from a power hitter to more of a slap hitter.
This ball is up in the air. Should be an easy one for Harris. He is under it. He will make the play. And it was just 8 pitches for Holmes to get through it. There was the double, and Garcia gets stranded at second. The Braves to the plate when we return.
That if you're going.
Back with Eduardo Perez, Buster Olney, Carl Ravitch. The Atlanta Braves, they just feel more complete, obviously, when Ronald Acuna is there swinging a bat. Paul Weiss would like to eventually have him probably move back to that leadoff spot, but he bats second now, partly to separate the lefties between Baldwin and Olson. It's a very top-heavy left-handed lineup.
It is, but the 1 and 3 spots, those 2 are the engine of the Atlanta Braves. 2 guys that understand what it is to hit both righties and lefties and use the entire field with authority, and everything else just falls in perfectly. And now with Ronald Acuna Jr. in the 2 spot, pretty darn good.
Against Jake Irvin, see the high ERA, but it's interesting, of course, he's been out. This is his 11th start of the season. His last start was against the Braves. He went 5 innings, and he didn't allow a hit. He threw just 80 pitches. He's probably on a 75 to 80 pitch count now. And PitchCom doesn't want to cooperate with Jake before he throws the first pitch. There are certain things in sports that now when you see them, you know exactly what it means. Oftentimes, if it's a baseball player sliding in, they quickly go with their, hands around their ears. That means we should challenge it. This is another one. When the hat comes off and they start listening to a hat.
Yeah, it's the PitchCom. It's the new generation. We've gotten used to it. Now, Irvin, the one thing that's special, you see how tall he is. He's got an extension as well, 7.19 feet of extension, making that fastball 2 to 3 miles per hour appear quicker than what it really is on the board.
Missed 2 months with a shoulder strain. Drake Baldwin, a big swing at the first one at 93, and it is 0-1. Full green light for Baldwin in a season in which he's already hit 20 homers, 56 RBIs, and a .282 batting average. This one is lifted deep to left field. A late start for Lyle. He's going back. He is under it now, and that's the second play in left field. It may very well be the sun kind of coming through the rafters here.
And I think the shadows that should say it all. First, you're standing in the sun area, and as soon as you see it off the bat, you tend to lose it halfway through. And then you pick it up once it gets to the upper deck, and you lose it again. Good job of Lau to be able to stay focused and on that ball.
He did not move for a couple of seconds. And now Acuna Jr., the right fielder, swings and fouls that first one off.
2 hitters, 2 first pitch swings.
Yep. So Ronald missed about 7 weeks, the left hamstring strain. Came back Monday in his first plate appearance. He hit a 107-mile-an-hour rocket back up the middle. It's 0-2. The infield has been very good, and Abrams has worked his butt off trying to become a better fielder. Nasim Nunez is the second baseman with Luis Garcia at first and Drummond Bibas down there at third base. In the outfield, it's Lyle, who we just saw, Dalen Lyle in left, Dylan Cruz in center, and 6'6" James Wood is in right with Keibert Ruiz behind the plate. Outside. This is an organization that when they have Harry Ford catching, they will sometimes call pitches from their dugout. That's not the case with Ruiz behind the plate and Irvin on the mound. 2-2 to Acuna. Way outside, 3-2.
And reason being, Keibert Ruiz has been around with the Nationals for quite some time, especially during spring training, getting to see all the pitchers, the familiarity of that, where the latter has not.
Acuna hits this one well, left center field. Lyle over. He makes a hard running catch as Acuna sent a rocket out there to left, but he was denied.
2 hard hit outs. 109 miles per hour off the bat. You're going to get Acuna, especially with 2 strikes, you want to elevate it just a little bit more. Rattled on that one.
A little higher launch angle. That's in the seats and left. But here's Matt Olson, who has seen the seats a whole bunch of times already, 28 of them. Swings at the first one. This one is lifted to right. That sends Wood to the track. He very casually sees it go into the glove and checks the folks out there behind him and says, "All mine, man, piece of cake." Not sure how Jake Irvin's feeling about that. I mean, he got 3 rockets hit against him, but we're going to talk with James Wood, bottom of the second, when we come back here at Truist Park. Have some fun, buddy. ESPN Baseball is presented by Liberty Mutual. Bundle and save on your car and home insurance. And they won it all in 19, and then Atlanta got their World Series championship in 2021. Freddie Freeman and company, Dansby Swanson, Brian Snitker. Walt Weiss right there, lower right part of your screen. He was the bench coach in that one. And we are set for the second inning. First pitch elevated. And this is to Dalen Lyle. Lyle, Ruiz, and Jose Tena due up here for Washington. How are you feeling if you're Jake Irvin coming off the field after those three hard hit balls, couple to the track and one a line shot? This is another one that's golfed out to right, and this one will not come back over the wall, and Lyle with a home run, his 12th of the year, and it is flying at Truist Park.
Hard hit shots by both teams, and it's Lyle the one that gets to capitalize on it first. That ball left here in a hurry.
And the reaction from Acuna, Eddie, was, yeah, I don't think I need to go look at that one.
Yeah, and it's a perfect mix. The exit velocity just shy under 100 miles per hour. But this fastball gets hit a lot and hard by Holmes, trying to sneak it by Lyle. Ended up in the bleachers.
1-0, Keibert Ruiz. He swings the first one and fouls it. Both teams very aggressive against Holmes and Jake Irvin tonight. So you talked with Garcia about all the things that they've been doing. What else? What's the philosophy of the Washington offense this year? Why are they so productive?
They're being a lot more picky on pitches in the zone.
0-1. That one is down the line, and it is towards the corner, and it'll go foul.
And what I mean by that, early in counts, you're looking for your pitch, and it's okay the pitcher gets his strike on the outside corner, but you have to hit your spot as a hitter. Hunt the pitch you can drive, the one that you can get your A swing on.
0-2, looking for a punch up. Ruiz, that one is pulled into the corner. Here comes a good sliding catch. Ronald Acuna.
That's a good sign right now for the fans here at Truist Park. And Ronald got a beat on it, and he stayed down low the entire way. Not a lot of launch on this ball, and you see how low he gets to it and is able to make a nice sliding catch.
So yesterday Chris Sale struck out 9 in 6 innings. Like the defense, you have to be aware and alert, but there wasn't a lot of action. Tonight, you better be on your toes and ready. They are swinging that first pitches each time up as Tena sends one to the screen.
See how low he gets right there, and a really good beat. Position that he feels very comfortable here in this ballpark.
That is low. 7 major league players have at least 20 homers and 70 RBIs. 3 of them are Nats. 3 of the 7 that have that in baseball are Nationals. 15 pitches and 10 swings already. The 1-1, no swing there. It's 2-1. This is the first of an 8-game road trip. You're going to learn a lot about the Nationals. They have 4 against Atlanta, then 4 against the Phillies. And it is a really good road team. Swung on up the middle. Backhand. Albies fires off the bag, and safe at first base is Tena. Matt, slow roller. Albies got it and threw it. And kind of take Olsen off the bag, and good speed there by Tena to reach.
Yeah, Tena getting down the line. Albies trying to put as much as he could on it. And again, you throw it over to first base, and there's one thing that Matt Olsen will do. Pick it really well. You see how he kept that mitt open the entire time.
Here is Jorby Bibas, and he is the 8th hitter for the Nationals. 240 on the year. First pitch lands for a strike. They are 13-3-1 in road series. Only the Dodgers have a higher road winning percentage than these Nationals. Too far inside. So while they didn't score in the first inning, they did score first, and that's the 65th time they have done that. Our buddy Sarah Lang's working behind the scenes with us. Second most in baseball, the 65th time they have grabbed a lead.
This is one thing that Jorby Vivas has been doing as of late. A lot more patient at the plate. Used to be trying to jump on the first pitch, and is working the count in his favor.
Carl, keeping along the theme of hitters being aggressive, putting the ball in play, 30 pitches in this game, only 2 missed swings.
Yeah. We talked about their offensive abilities, and when you have Holmes and Urban on the mound, contact pitchers, one coming off of a lengthy injury, and Holmes historically this season been like that. You've got to be ready defensively. They're looking to turn a double play and get out of it here with Atlanta. Down 1-0 thanks to a Lyle homer. That one is taken on a curveball.
That's a really good take there. And those are the kinds of pitches that Holmes does try to get the swing and miss on. Rarely does he get it in the zone. He just does not have the velo to be able to do so.
Pitching injuries have been a big part of the story. They did get AJ back yesterday, and that was good. And Walt Weiss said he was impressed with the way that Smith-Shawver returned. Another healthy body on the ground. Olsen fields it, stepped on the bag. He goes second, and the runner is safe.
There's a reason why in November that guy right there, and it's Olsen, is able to go collect the Gold Glove. And this is why. Look how quick he transfers on, placing the throw right where he needs to be. But first picks it, touches, does not, and understands that Vivas is on the go on the pitch. Beautifully done.
What was Tenno looking at? He sort of looked over his shoulder, maybe to see if the ball had gotten by Olsen. Here's a slow one to third base. Dubon is up with it. He'll go across to Olsen, and that will end the inning. I sense we're going to have some excitement tonight, Eduardo. We've got guys being aggressive at the plate, defense in the field, and James Wood on the microphone when we come back. Back here, Truist Park. Carl Ravitch, Eduardo Perez, Buster Olney, and that man out there. You can ask James Wood a question using the hashtag AskJames. Did you say hello, reacquaint yourself with your new buddies out there in right field, James?
No, they look a little busy right now, so I'll leave them be.
Well, thanks very much for doing this. We got the most home runs first 3 seasons in National/Expos history. Juan Soto 69, Bryce Harper 55, James Wood ahead of all of them with 70. Congratulations on that. How aware were you of that?
I just found out a couple seconds ago.
You did. We like to break news.
Thank you.
There's Michael Harris. James, what would you ascribe the success of the offense for the entire team this season to?
I just feel like it's a collective effort. I mean, you got guys like Louis here. He's been doing this thing. CJ's having a great year. I mean, it's just the team effort, really. I feel like we never really go many stretches where one person isn't blazing hot. So, I mean, Dalen just poked one out. So, if he gets hot, we could be real dangerous.
Yeah, well, you are real dangerous already. I've read stories about the role that your mom played, the messages your mom has given you of encouragement. Share some of those with us.
Yeah, I mean, just keep the main thing, you know. Just go about your business the right way, and I mean, just stick with the process, and you know, just the results will come.
Watch out.
So I mean, yeah, she sent me a text before the season, so kind of just locked me in right after spring. So
well, it landed, right? I mean, the relationship you have with her,
yeah, for sure,
is key.
For sure, yeah, she's helped me out, and I mean, even to this day, I mean, during the season, not so much, but we just try and keep up as much as we can, and just talk about life. And you know, I mean, I'm right down the road from home too as well, so they're at a lot of games, so I'm able to see them all the time there too.
In there for a strike. James, can you describe what you've seen from Abrams here the last week, if not the whole season?
Yeah, I mean, the last week has been unbelievable. I mean, he's...
Go get it. Come on.
was disappointed he didn't do play-by-play on it.
I know, I came for a little bit. I know where the wall was.
The wall you were to go over. Hey, here's our first fan question.
Hi, James. It's Mom. You've had some amazing baseball coaches, from Coach Goodwin to Coach Moylan to JFG to Coach G. What are some of the funny things that they've said to you that have stuck with you to this day?
1 second.
Give us some funny things on the way off.
So I just lost my focus there for a second.
You got a funny piece of advice one of them gave you.
Shoot, let me think. I can't think of any funny ones off the top of my head.
All right, so the best thing a coach ever told you?
Just use the middle field's the weakest part of the field.
That was unbelievable that you just made 2 plays, a question from Mom, and you finished.
And she told her to hold on.
Hold on, Mom. James, thanks, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, back with Eduardo Perez and Buster Olney. Thanks again to James Wood. And he's not wearing the microphone or the earpiece, so he's free to be you and me. It has to be a little strange to get your mom in your ear, right? When the ball's up in the air in a major league game.
You can see the grin on his face as well when he heard the voice.
Rolls one over to Olsen. He will swallow that up and step on first. And Wood has been retired twice on ground balls.
Switching it up. First time Holmes went with the sinker. Second time goes with the curveball and changeup. And usually Holmes, second time around the lineup, this is where he struggles. So he's going to have to mix in all his pitches as quickly as he can.
Yeah, first time through the order, the slash line is 205, 292, 285 as that one misses. So 205, 292, 285, and the second time through the order, the batting average goes up 100 points, 303, 374, and almost 600. Garcia golfs one, and that thing is sky high, and a moonshot that lands over the chop house, on the building, and out of the building. Luis Garcia absolutely hammered that baseball.
How about Luis Garcia on this one, just opening up his hips, recognizing the pitch coming at him, and it's 111.1 miles per hour off the bat. When you have that type of launch, that's what you get. 3 left turns and some high fives. Breaking pitch, recognizes it, throws the head out there, way out in front, keeping the body back. Yahtzee.
436 feet later, it lands. Garcia with a double and a homer, and a 2-0 lead for the Nationals. Whatever they're doing, Eddie, it is working, and we're now into the second half of the season. Cruz swings and misses, and we can bring Buster in as well. Buster, there are reasons that here in Atlanta the fans are clamoring for a little more offense and another starting pitcher.
Yeah, and they're going to get a starting pitcher, Carl. That well of starters is incredibly deep. When you're talking about the Mets, Freddie Peralta, Clay Holmes, Robbie Ray of the Giants, on and on and on. So they're actually more, I think, in this case, sellers than buyers. It's a buyer's market for starting pitching. So the Braves will get somebody, I think, before the deadline to help fill in that spot. They've obviously been affected by injuries to guys like Spencer Strider.
Cruz strikes out. Yeah, Schwellenbach, of course, and Strider. That's why that Smith-Shawver start was important. Sales in the Cy Young conversation.
23 home runs for Luis Garcia. Watch where he catches the ball out front. And that's why that baseball goes that far. You have to be able to use it like a hammer and be able to have the ability of keeping it fair.
Strike one to C.J. Abrams.
No, he's checking it out right now.
Hard to blame him.
It's 3 of them right there. Zapata, Tena, and the culprit.
Miss there. Good slider underneath the bat of Abrams. So it's Wood, Abrams, and Garcia Jr. all with 20+, and it's the White Sox, the other team, that have 3 guys with at least 20 home runs in the majors. Pitch there, and he swings and misses again. So Abrams is gone, but after giving up that absolute moonshot. Punch on him, Cruz and Abrams.
When you hang him, Garcia will let you know. And boy, did he look at it the entire way.
With Intuit QuickBooks.
Well, absolute hammer time for Luis Garcia Jr., the first baseman. He's got himself a double and a monster homer. And the 23 is a career high. In fact, since the 24th of May, #1 in baseball in RBIs, 3rd in slugging, 3rd in homers, and climbing with a bullet. First pitch to Dom Smith misses. Bit of a rare appearance for Smith, whose playing time has been reduced a little bit here. The Nats shift on defense. He's way out ahead of the curveball.
As 300 career hitter against Irvin. Some experience to be able to see it. They're hoping he can get a couple base hits and get on base.
Ball hit well to right. Wood, he goes back again. Is he just going to casually catch it and look at his buddy out there? I don't think he gave the look, but my goodness.
His buddy was right there, a little bit to the left.
Eddie, before that plate appearance, the Braves would have had, if they played at Yankee Stadium, and I'm kind of thinking that one too, they would have 4 home runs in Yankee Stadium tonight. They don't have one.
But you know what, Carl?
Look at the smile.
We're not there.
No, we're not. James has made 4 putouts. What a catch over there by Luis Garcia Jr. Seriously.
How about the adjustment that Luis Garcia Jr. has made at first base? Started most of his games at second base the last few seasons and played shortstop as well. Spring training, they said you're going to be playing first base. And he was a little nervous about it.
I think he had to look at his glove, too, to make sure the ball was in there. 100 miles an hour off the bat of Yastrzemski.
Ball.
So 9 pitches for Irvin in the first, 8 in the second. And we're already at 5 here.
This is the shortstop, Jarvis, on a 1-0. He hits it on the ground. Staying down on it is Nunez. 6 pitches. Eddie had him up. 9, 8, 17, and 6. 20.
We're doing a countdown?
3. Yes.
Thinking about a new building project?
Back here in Atlanta with Braves manager Walt Weiss, Ronald Acuna Jr. came back in the lineup after his strained hamstring. What have you seen his first at bats?
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, stung the ball the first at bat tonight. Hit some balls good in New York when he first came back, so it's just good to have his presence back in the lineup. He's a game changer.
Feels like in the industry, everyone's obsessed with the trade deadline. How do you follow it coming up to the August 3rd, 6 p.m. deadline?
Yeah, I really don't follow it. You know, I'm just I'm focused on this stuff every day. You know, there are 26 guys here. I know we'll try to do some stuff. Alex always try and improve the club, but yeah, my focus is here. Yeah.
Well, thanks. Call back to you.
Appreciate it, Buster. Thank you very much. We'll talk much more about the trade deadline. Go back to the studio and get updates on the games going on tonight. One of the teams that starts around 9:40, the Red Sox, who have continued to win. Move within 3 games of the Yankees. And as a result of that, some of the names that perhaps would have been traded off that roster, Sonny Gray, who pitches tonight, will not be traded. And maybe reducing the deep well of pitchers that Buster has talked about. Lyles got a homer tonight, swings and sends one high down the third baseline. Yastrzemski and Dubon are over there, and nobody is going to get it.
And it's not just starting pitching that affected it. Everybody was talking about Aroldis Chapman.
Yeah.
Where was he going to go a month ago? Well, he's going to stay put with the Red Sox team that has really turned it around.
You know who gets a lot of credit for this current crop of Nationals and should is Mike Rizzo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rizzo and the Nats chose Lyle in the second round out of Trinity High School in Kentucky. And Rizzo compared Lyle as he swings and smokes one to right center field. Did he do it again? Lyle leaves for the second time tonight. The comparison that Rizzo made was to Michael Brantley, a great hitter. And Dalen Lyle has left twice. He's got 13 homers, and the third homer makes it 3-0.
Yeah, it's a sweet swing. And the first home run came off a cutter. This one, a breaking pitch. He recognizes it, puts that foot down, and middle with 2 strikes to a big leaguer. Big mistake right there. 3 solo shots for the Nationals already in this game.
Keibert Ruiz. It's hitting time tonight for the Nats. It's been hitting time all season for them. But Lyle, he has dealt with injuries and he has recovered. Tommy John surgery, taken off the field on a stretcher after a tumble over an outfield wall.
By the way this game is going, they might have 4 players with 20 or more home runs if he keeps swinging the bat. 13 now on the season for him.
Ruiz looks to the strike. So is it contagious? I mean, is that a real thing?
It's the philosophy and the belief that the organization is giving these players. It is. And you know, speaking to a lot of former coaches that were on the staff last year, they're like, we knew that they were going to hit, but this year they've taken it to another level where they've given them a plan to be able to go up there and understand what the art of hitting is about.
Ruiz swings this one to center field. Harris came in and now he stops and he's there to make the play. Well, you think about the construction of this team that Mike Rizzo certainly started, and you know, they bring in Butera, the manager, but Eddie, trade, free agent. There's not a lot of free agents. There's trades and drafts.
Yeah, there's a lot of trades going on, and a lot of it, again, have to credit Mike Rizzo for it. Yorbit Vivas is the only one that comes from this leadership here now, but Blake Butera's done a nice job. A really nice job. And he might look like he's a rookie as a player, but the leadership skills is off the charts.
He told us a great story. I think it was you or Buster who asked him pregame, so do you have to carry your credential around? Do you get stopped at the gate often? As people wonder, like, is this guy really a manager of a baseball team? He said, I have to carry it because I get stopped every single time I go into a ballpark. He's only 33. He played at Boston College not that long ago. I mean, think about it. The current Padre ace, Michael King, was a teammate of Butera when he was at Boston College. And it was there that his head coach, Mike Gambino, he was part of Gambino's first recruiting class at Boston College. And as he got to be an upperclassman there at BC, Gambino would often quiz him about things that maybe a coach or manager would have to think about. As this one is put up into foul ground and Dubon is there to end the inning. And he looked at him and said, why are you asking me all these questions? Gambino knew he had the mind of a future manager, and he was grilling him.
Because he knew he couldn't hit either.
Well, maybe,
that helps.
Maybe that's part of it too.
If you're living
back here in Atlanta with Washington manager Blake Butera, your guys' offense has been amazing this year. When did you get a sense that what was coming?
Yeah, you know, I felt this offseason really good coming into it with just the group that we had, right? And I think the work they put in all spring training, all offseason, leading up to this point, every single day, honestly, with our hitting coaches, they do a tremendous job of getting these guys prepared and ready to roll every single night.
That home run by Luis Garcia, more than 100 feet beyond the fence. How about his improvement this year?
He's been unbelievable. One of the leaders of our team, incredible person, incredible teammate, and what he's done this year offensively, and obviously also taken to a new position, being first base. He's done everything we've asked of him, and it's been fun to watch him hit every night.
Blake, thanks. Carl, back to you.
All right, Buster, thank you. And thank you to both managers for the interviews. Baldwin is up here. His flyout was a home run in every park that fly out he had in the first inning, except this one. Every other park, it's a home run, but here, at his home park. And when this inning began, Irvin had thrown just 23 pitches to get through the first 3. That ball is sky high center field and playable for Cruz. 23 pitches to get through the first 3 innings is the fewest by a national this year and tied for 5th fewest of anyone in baseball. Do you change your philosophy second time through as an offense?
You just pray a little harder right here if you're Jake Irvin, and if you are the Braves, you continue to just attack. He's been perfect through 10. 8 of the outs have already been in the air.
Yeah, so I mean, if you do go back to that last start he made, that's fouled off of the ground from Acuna. He's had 8 1/3 consecutive no-hit innings against the Braves. The last start he made was 5 innings. He didn't give up a hit. We're in the 4th with 1 out. He hasn't given up a hit yet, and that one misses to Acuna.
And Carl, out of the 10 hitters, 5 of them have had exit velocities of 96 miles per hour or more.
Yeah. Not a lot of swing and miss. 10 up, 10 down, no strikeouts. Way outside to Acuna again. You go back to that start he made against the Braves on the 23rd of May that he went 5 and didn't give up a hit. There was also a 41-minute rain delay in between the first and second innings. He then reached for a ball when he had resumed pitching. He came back after that, and he thought he might have tweaked something. He wasn't ready to ascribe the injury to being out of the game. Acuna, right center, and there is one that will lead. A rocket from Ronald, his 8th, and the Braves are on the board.
I will say, when Ronald hit this, he did not know if it was going to leave the ballpark or not, because he usually lets you know as soon as he makes contact. Gets out of the box, probably thinking 2, maybe 3. But the one thing that Ronald Acuna has shown today, with 2 strikes, pull the ball hard, and this one, right center field. That man gets hot.
This back leg and back wall.
Yeah.
That was a monster shot.
Showing a healthy ankle, too.
Sure is. Made that defensive play. 4 home runs hit in this game tonight. And maybe the most dangerous home run hitter is at the plate now in Olsen. That was the first one off.
It's amazing. No walks by either pitcher yet, as we're in the 4th inning, and it's been 3-4 solo shots combined.
Olsen, a one-hopper, difficult play, but Nunez backed up on it, and he will retire Matt Olsen for the second out here in the 4th.
Someone's happy, and this is why. Stayed behind it, and the bat head stays in the zone so long. And when we've seen Ronald Acuna Jr. in home run derbies, we saw him in Cleveland the last one, everything was to right center field.
Talk about a guy who's increased his exit velocity and barrel rate. When Harris does make contact this year, he hits it really hard as he swings and misses on a changeup. Well, he's tied now with Freddie Freeman, looking at Chipper, and of course the Hall of Famer Andrew Jones, who will join us a little bit later on.
Yes, he did.
He did swing at that. Harris is out, but not before from Ronald. Loud noises to center. It was only a matter of time, wasn't it? I mean, Irvin was giving up some bombs that were caught. Nobody was catching this one. AJ, the Hall of Famer, joins the show next here on ESPN.
Mom.
We're back. ESPN's baseball presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. And a very special honor to be sitting next to the Hall of Famer Andrew Jones, joining us here in the booth. We'll start with Vivas and then Nunez for the Nats. And Holmes' first one misses away. Hey, congratulations. It's an honor to be sitting here with you. It was an honor to cover you as well.
Oh, thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
And it was an honor being there in Cooperstown.
Sure it was.
Absolutely, it was awesome.
So what are you in reflecting on? What are you most proud of?
Ali, I'm just proud of the career that I had. I mean, just the Braves giving a 16-year-old kid an opportunity to go out there and chase his dream, and to take advantage of that chance that Bobby took of me at 19 years old, and go out there and play in the playoffs, get to the World Series, and did what I did, and have a tremendous career after that. It was just something I would never change.
So take us back there. I mean, you're a 19-year-old kid. Like, did you know at some particular age you had that in you, or did that evolve over time? Because that's really young.
Well, I mean, you can ask a lot of those veterans. They knew that when I walked into the clubhouse, I was very confident with myself.
Sure.
And I carry on the way I would carry it for my whole career, and I love this game. I mean, like I say in my speech, this game gave me so much, and I took it and I ran with it. So I took a lot of pride of everything that I did.
Yes.
I wish I took a little bit proud of a little bit more stuff, but when I went out there, when I put the uniform, I wanted to be best at my position, and I think that's what I did.
Andrew, take us through, and you mentioned in your speech your father hitting you fly balls and working with the wind, the beach, right next to the beach, and understanding how to read fly balls, and it made you a better center fielder.
Well, to be honest with you, I think he guided me in a way. He knew he was trying to prepare me for what I was going to do in the major league or minor league career or whatever I had going on. But everything started from that point on. And, from foul pole to foul pole, whatever field that we were at, and just you start going like, if we, you look at the foul pole from, the 235 to that 225 right there, he probably will hit me about five fly balls that I'm going to run on, and then he's doing the back again. So you're going to, the wind is never going to change, right? The wind is going to go that way. So you just track balls down, and then that's what I did. But when I made it to the major league or when I made it to the minor league, I had so many great coaches, and I mentioned their name too. Gary Pettis won 6 Gold Glove.
Yep.
He taught me so much stuff, and I took it, and knowing the Braves had, before, like Otis Nixon, Marquise Grissom, they had great center fields in Everstead, even Kenny Lofton. So I watched them very close, and when they gave me that chance, I just...
You ran with it.
I ran with it.
You ran with it.
Yes.
Literally ran with it.
Yeah.
Andrew, one really cool thing about your speech, I thought, was you paid homage to a lot of the support folks around the Braves. You took the time to do that. What was your thought process behind that?
I'll be honest with you, you get so much you can speak on. And, I want to thank the people that make my career special. My parents, the coaches from back home. Braves, Bobby Cox, all the coaches that I had down in through the minor league, and I think, when you get on that stage, everybody know what you did in your career. Everybody know how many home runs you hit. I mean, all the, everything. I wanted to thank everybody that meant.
Runners are going here, Andrew, and that one gets by the catcher, Baldwin. So it's second and third. Sorry about that.
No problem. I just wanted to thank everybody that meant to my career, and I did it, and I felt comfortable with it, and I'm glad that it's over.
Did you know how special it was when you were playing here? Because you go up to Cooperstown, it's like old home week. You're surrounded by Braves.
Be honest with you, I went up there for Chipper, and I enjoyed every bit of it. It was so fun seeing guys that you idolize, guys that you play with, teammates, ex-teammates, and stuff. So it's one of those things. But this year was different. You're a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
You sit on that podium with the greatest of the greatest that ever played the game, and it's the best feeling.
Yeah, there's some pictures from the great photographer Eduardo Perez. You see Eduardo gets in every picture.
Oh, yeah.
Did you notice that?
Well, we know Eduardo. Eduardo is Eduardo.
I take good photos and I can eat.
Oh, well, we know you can eat. I'm not going to go into that story right now. We won't stop.
Yeah, and how about how special it was? I know you played in other places, but to represent Atlanta, what did that mean to you, and how did this community embrace you when you were so young?
Well, I talked about that before, and I say, you know, they took a young kid from Curacao, and you know, they made me this my home, and like I say, every time, you know, one thing my dad told me, you know, when somebody gave you a chance or they gave you an opportunity, take advantage of it. And I think that's what I did. And, you know, I made Atlanta my home, and I'm still living in Atlanta. So, you know, I don't think I'm moving from here.
No. You shouldn't.
As I'll tell you this, Drew, right now, that was a huge strikeout that he had on Luis Garcia, a guy that's already taken him deep and a double, and to be able to do it with the infield in runners at second and third with Dylan Cruz now at the plate.
Yeah, Cruz has struggled, a ground out and a strikeout. Looks like Denny Young is up in the bullpen, but Cruz struggles here with a slider, and he's behind 0-2.
A couple of big balls hit hard today, and you know, some left the park, some stay in. So you know, it's interesting. I mean, both sides, they're hitting the ball hard.
It's amazing. 4 runs, all 4 solo shots.
I too remember too. I mean, the other part of it, like you talk about the numbers, everyone sees that, but your ability to speak the language so comfortably is another tribute to your hard work.
Well, I'll be honest with you. When you come to the States, you know, you grow up in the island. We know multi-language.
Yes.
You learn those things. You know, sometimes these guys come from the Latin American countries. They're afraid to make mistakes, and you know, one of those things that I learned, mistakes is part of the game.
Sure is.
You know, and you just speak.
Life, yes.
Part of life. So speak it, say whatever you want to say, and you know, let those guys don't make fun of you. And if they make fun of you, take it and you learn from it.
Nobody's making fun of Andrew Jones. Shouldn't have and should not ever again. Hall of Famer, thanks so much for being with us.
All right, thank you for having me, guys. Thank you, man.
Thank you. That, of course, is Andrew Jones.
Gracias.
Young is coming in. They still are threatening. There are 2 on, there are 2 down, but it looks no better than that, man. Andrew Rodolph Bernardo Jones, 2026 Hall of Fame. Big spot in this game. Denny Young, the lefty, on to face the lefty Abrams, and he takes a strike. Couple of back-to-back strikeouts there of Garcia and Cruz, and Grant Holmes taken out of the game. Abrams, as you would expect, his numbers this season up across the board, including against left-handed pitching.
Yeah, in your Abrams right now, you have to be patient. Young has struggled with his command. Walk rate has spiked, the strike rate has fallen, and hitters have not been chasing as much.
It's a heck of a job here by Drake Baldwin with runners at third and second base. And both the base runners credited with stolen bases. Nunez and Wood out there at second. The 1-1. Abrams, big swing and a miss, a nasty sweeper. Look where it landed. Tried it again. He got him to chase outside, and it's popped up. And it is the shortstop, Jarvis, who calls off his third baseman, Dubon. They will strand a couple. Payoff to go to the pen. It worked. And the frustration for C.J. Abrams. Today's 3-1. Trade deadline day, Giants and Rangers will cap things off Monday, 8 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN, streaming on the ESPN app. Wide open American League race, and the Rangers consider themselves very much to still be in it. San Francisco, different story. Back here, Irvin throws first one, and a little harmless blooper on the infield. Watch out. Bebos went after it like he just wanted it, and it ended up being in C.J. Abrams. Like, dude, I know you wanted that one badly, but that's my ball.
Yeah, Abrams already upset about the last out of the inning, and he's like, okay, what are you doing here in my area?
One down in the fifth, and for Irvin, coming off of that long stretch of being hurt, he's thrown 38 pitches. That's it. That one misses inside. And we're in the 5th.
Eduardo, just being around the Nationals seem like they have so much fun in your playing career. How much of a difference can that make over the course of 162 games?
Dubon, that's out of play.
Buster, it's easy to get in the car, leave your home, and leave your family to go to the ballpark when you have an environment that everything's going right, at least on the offensive standpoint.
Dubon golf shot, and that one is caught there by Garcia, his second line drive that he has caught.
How about this? 9 pitches in the first inning, 8 in the second, 6 in the third, 14 in the fourth, and right now with 2 outs already 4 pitches for Irvin.
Ball. 42 total pitches as that first one to Dom Smith Jr. misses. He's the DH this year, and Dom's dealt with some tragedy off the field, mother to cancer. The Braves were there for him. He swings and misses there.
Ball.
Two and one from Irvin. And that one is to right field. Late jump. Wood. He is in and out of his glove. He had it. Smith with a wide turn. They throw behind him, and that is a mistake. That's going to allow Dom Smith to get to second base. He saw a little window, but Garcia wasn't back to the bag. And a mistake from James Wood allows Dom Smith to get to second.
And a bad read right off the bat. He hesitated, and because of the hesitation, had to dive for the ball. Pause, and that pause right there. Even with the pause, he would tell you he should have caught the ball. Hit him right on the heel, and then compounded the mistake with another one by throwing it away.
They give him a single, and then the error on the throw, and a chance for Yastrzemski, who had a rocket to first his first time up, and that's a ball. I mean, if ever there could have been like a double error on a play, that could have been a double error. You said he would tell you he should have caught it, and then he threw it away.
No, you're 100% right.
Yastrzemski, right field, game is tied.
I'll tell you right now, James Wood is not feeling too happy in right field. You give a big league team extra outs, and this is how they make you pay. Mike Yastrzemski did not miss this time, was able to elevate it. 2 pitches over 100 miles per hour. That's one he should have caught. He knows it. And this hanger is one that left the ballpark in a hurry.
3-3. The 9-hitter Jarvis looks at ball. Now the entire tenor of the game has changed, and certainly this impacts the managers and who they will use out of the bullpens. Bottom of the 5th, 3-3. Total of 5 home runs in the game. The first 2-run shot or non-solo shot from Yastrzemski, who's hit the ball really hard twice. Jarvis on the ground charged, and a 2-hopper to Nunez. Wood will come off the field a little differently than he's come off the field earlier in this game.
But it's Mike Yastrzemski tying it up with one swing. Just a little above the top house. We're tied at 3.
Yaz goes yard, and it gives us an opportunity to say, take home a piece of the game. Bid on game used jerseys, baseballs, bases, and more at auctions.mlb.com. So Young came into the game, team down. Now he throws to start the 6th in a 3-3 ball game. 32-year-old lefty.
Ball.
Gets Lyle to offer. That's a strike. 2 home runs in the game for Dalen Lyle.
If you're the Nationals, you have to force Young up, and the way you do it is by laying off anything down. It is a pitch that is rarely a strike. Down and away.
Yeah, like that. So you mentioned it a little bit. Let's dive into the Nationals, who have implemented the player plan. So they have these meetings and talking with their manager. It's every day. They'll go over the relievers before a series starts, but then every day a player will meet to discuss how to deal with a starting pitcher. And it benefited, obviously, most of the guys. Ruiz, Jacob Young, Curtis Mead, who benefited greatly. Then he got traded to Boston. This is another one. 2-2 fouled off. Take a look at the swats from Lyle tonight that led to both leaving the building.
Yeah, cutter right down the middle, and then a sweet swing here on the breaking pitch. This one hung, and another one that left the ballpark in a hurry.
Well, if you're going to be comped to Michael Brantley, that's really good company to keep.
3-2.
Just about 800 plus feet of home runs. Second in the 4th. Counts full. And Young gets him to roll over to Albies. And with that, we'll send it back to KC and the Sunshine Man with an update from the studio.
All right, Ravi, like the Nats, the Pirates, and Marlins, 2 back in the final wild card, but Ellie gets the Reds on the board.
And this is just a great piece of base run. This ball does not get to the wall. And look at the angles here, cutting the corners, going straight through, no throw, scoring for first on the double.
Jacob Gonzalez sac fly. Ravi just made it 2-1.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Doug. Keibert Ruiz. He flips around and he looks at strike 1. By the way, nobody will appreciate cutting the bag more than Doug Landry.
Yeah. And how about Ellie De La Cruz improving so much from the right side, something he wanted to do during the offseason. He was able to accomplish that.
Think about James Wood out there and a guy that's 6'6", Ellie De La Cruz, Aaron Judge. There's a few of those power forward basketball players playing baseball. De La Cruz you just saw, and there is of course Wood. Still thinking about the ball that was in and out of the glove. Ruiz swings wildly there. It is caught and he's out.
Craving more baseball? Just tell Siri, show me today's MLB schedule.
Two down. Young working quickly, and he will get Jose Tena. They have not been retired in order yet tonight. We started with 3 1-2-3 innings from Jake Irvin, and then he got touched up with a 2-run shot from Yastrzemski.
Ball. Think how important Young has to be right now in this tie ball game for Walt Weiss. We talked about the lineup configuration of the Nationals. It was heavy on the left-handed side of the plate. Now he's in charge of throwing strikes.
Tena hits one out towards left. Yastrzemski is going back. He's looking up. It is off the base of the wall. Tena will end up at second base with a double. A 2-out double for Jose Tena.
And the second double of the game for the Nationals, and the second double that goes the opposite way. a good piece of hitting, allowing the ball to just get deep and taking it to left center field.
So help me out here, Eddie. Brady House is going to be a pinch hitter here for the Nationals. You've talked about hitting it out in front, and then you talked about the success of Tenda letting it travel.
Left on left. Left on left is important that you allow to, so you can stay on the pitch, especially against a pitcher like Young that throws a slider down and away. You track it. This time it was a fastball, and you let it travel.
Right. A waltz from Walt out to the mound to take the ball from Young. Looks like Victor Medeiros is coming in when we come back. Victor Medeiros now in with an ERA of 3.65. Got a first career save, got a first career 2-run single. A unique player, and now his chance to keep the Nats from grabbing the lead again. Brady House. He pinch hits. He looks at strike one on a cutter.
Out of Miami. Born in Cuba, Santa Clara, Medeiros. Went to Westminster Christian High School.
Outside to House, 236, 7 homers, 26 runs batted in. And Medeiros will give you a cutter about 50% of the time, 4-seamer, 2-seamer, changeup, and a sweeper. Will not offer.
Went to University of Miami. From there, went to Oklahoma State, transferred to Stillwater.
House on the ground to third. Fielded. Dubon takes his time and he throws him out. They will get through it. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th, and it's going to be the top of the order, including the home run hitter Ronald Acuna when we come back. Play Ball is baseball's global youth initiative to highlight the fun and accessible ways to play our great game. You want to learn more, including how to find a league near you? Scan the QR code or go to playball.org and follow at Playball on X, Facebook, and Instagram. Fly away. A couple of homers for the Braves, and the first pitch here to start the bottom of the 6th. A changeup away. It's the top of the order.
Every run so far has been scored via the home run.
Baldwin, Acuna, and Olsen, all 3 homer threats. for a strike cutter. And Irvin's given him a little more length because of the aggressive nature of Atlanta. Just 52 pitches. And that's been the underside of the Nationals, their bullpen.
Down.
Braves came in around 2 o'clock in the morning to Atlanta, so they were show and go today. Showing up late to the ballpark, no batting practice on the field.
Occasionally good things can happen, Eduardo, when you show and go. And that ball towards the line in left. Running over there is Lyle. He's going to run out of room, and so is the baseball as he gets into the seats.
Well, let's follow up that hard contact with what's happened in the game. And it's been a lot of pitches in the zone where the Atlanta Braves were hitting it hard, but they weren't showing anything forward. Then Ronald Acuna broke through. Then it was Mike Yastrzemski with a hanging curveball at 76, leaving a lot faster and harder into the stands to tie this ball game up.
Bit of a tightrope act. Just one strikeout. He has not walked anybody. Third baseman Bibas is shifted towards the shortstop position. That one too far inside with a sweeper. Buster, will the Nationals look after relief help? I mean, they believe, right? They're very much in the wild card race.
I'm sure they could add some if they want, but the question is, are they going to have an aggressive response and go out and add a lot? I don't think so.
3-2. That's going to be a leadoff walk to Baldwin.
I said at the top of the show, Carl, that the Foster Griffin, I think, is the big question at the trade deadline. What's going to happen with him? As you see the Nationals pitching the starters this year, 4.47 ERA. The bullpen has been a problem area.
Here's Acuna in our pregame conversation with Butera. He did say, you know, we're looking to be good the next 4 or 5 years. You could have interpreted it one way. As Acuna fouls one off, meaning we're slightly ahead of where we thought we'd be, but he clarified it by saying, no, I want to go on Rays type runs. He actually went back to where he grew up, New Orleans, and talked about the New Orleans Saints as consistently good with Drew Brees, his guy at quarterback.
Yeah, that's where we lost Spida. But the one thing, Ed Spida, our researcher, stayed in for a little bit longer on that one.
All the way to the backstop. Bad pitch there. Baldwin into second, and now the go-ahead run is at second base.
What I think is interesting, and correct me if I'm wrong, Buster or Carl here, but if I would have told you that the Nationals at the end of July would be one game, would be over 500, there's no way that anyone would have agreed with me on that.
100%. Look, the big surprise stories in baseball, White Sox and Nationals.
Acuna way outside. Yeah, and I think what we're getting at is something that Buck Showalter always used to talk about. You've got to be able to look in the mirror and be honest with yourself. I think to Buster's point about the Nationals' chances, you know, current chances are 8%. You're talking about being over 500. 2 games back in the wild card race. 8% to start this season. Realistically, the Dodgers, you know, this team right here, the Braves, the Phillies, and other teams that may make moves. Does it mean to Washington now's not the time?
Yeah, and do you allow your players that you have here to continue to develop?
Dangerous spot here. 3-1.
Ball 4.
Okay, so we looked at the top of the 5th inning, and this is exactly how the Nationals started the inning until Holmes was able to strike out Garcia and Cruz before he was taken out. Now we're going to find out how the Nationals are going to react, especially with Matt Olson, a left-handed hitter, up at the plate.
61 pitches. The call to the bullpen has been made. 2 runners on, nobody out, and a dangerous Matt Olson up when we come back. Eddie, I don't know if you know it, but ESPN is the home of MLB.TV, where you can stream every out-of-market game live or on demand using the ESPN app. Blackout and other restrictions will apply. For more information, go to ESPN.com/MLB TV. Recapping this thing, it was the Lyle show early on. He blasted off. and then your guy who you interviewed, so he will look for you every time you do a Nats game moving forward.
Expect hugs.
Lyle's second of the night, and then it was the Braves' turn to leave. Acuna, a smash, yes, tied it up with one to the chop house. It is now 3-3, but the Braves are threatening here as Carson Palmquist comes in. The numbers.
Yeah, primarily a starter. The numbers a little inflated when you look at the ERA. If he's going to be effective, the slider has to be on point, especially against left-handed hitting. Has struggled recently as well.
Olsen digs in. Way outside. Matt Olson's one of those guys. He's a professional hitter. He has done very well against left-handed pitching and good power against lefties or righties. Baldwin's at second. Acuna is at first. In there for a strike. It struck me before we started this game. You think about the guy he replaced, Freddie Freeman, and what he's been able to do in Los Angeles, and then you look at what Olsen has done after coming here in that big trade and signing the big deal. 5 straight years.
Ball.
Oh, he needed that one. Palmquist did. Big crucial count, 1-1. You want to win that count. Now it's 2-1. Most likely already shown him 2 fastballs. If he shows him a third one, he'd be playing with fire.
And you see in the upper left, it looked like it should have been a strike. It's 2-1.
Good pitch.
A very slow sweeper at 75. Watch Olsen, and he just kind of wait. I can't wait anymore.
Yeah, and he's such a good hitter against left-handed pitching.
Nobody out, just one strike away from getting Olsen, who will chase one up and out and roll it over.
But you have to protect. With 2 strikes, you open it up a little bit more. Pitch was clearly outside, but kept sweeping away.
Of course, the consecutive games played streak for Olsen and his amazing consistency, which we touched on with the homers, but just posts every day. Swings and sends one to shallow left center field. Cruz is there, and there's one out, and that's a big out of Matt Olsen.
Stayed down and away on that one and caught Olsen reaching. Facial expression says it all.
Money Mike, Michael Harris, affectionately known in Atlanta, has had one of those careers where he just bursted out and was outstanding, and then a bit of a drop. He's back this year, hitting it hard, and has been good with runners in scoring position. That first one lands. It's 0-1.
He talked to the Braves. They speak to his change in approach and his mechanics at the plate, the way he holds his hands, Eduardo.
He has been really good when the Braves have either trailed or been in a tie game, which they are now. And a squibber. This is trouble. Palmquist has to fire, and he does, to get Harris.
And I love the fact that Palmquist took his time. You see a lot of pitchers that rush, especially with a guy that can get down the line. And he was able to just field the position, not rush it. A lot of these throws sail on left-handed pitchers. Took his time, made it just like a good PFP, pitcher's fielding practice. Transfers it without a rush. Throws a strike over to Garcia.
Can they get out of it? Here's Hits from the right side. Swing and a wild one there. It's 0-1.
Head it up, Ozzy.
The advantage goes to Ozzie here. Much better as a right-handed hitter against left-handed pitcher than the other way around. Oh boy, that's 2 weak swings. Not seeing it well as Palmquist moves ahead 0-2.
Now he just has to stay away from the zone. Maybe go down one more time, and if he takes, elevate out of the zone and go right back to the soft stuff.
All right, time out. Ozzy, look at the
Looking at the back foot of Ozzie Albies.
Yeah, it looked like he moved up in the box, Eduardo.
I think they're making sure, Fairchild behind the plate, making sure that he's still on the line and not past the line.
Staying out of the zone is one thing. Making sure it doesn't get by Ruiz is another, with the runner at third. And that one is off the end, and the bat's going to get down. What a job by Albies. 2 strikes, 2 outs, big hit with 2 runs coming in, both Baldwin and Acuna.
This is a veteran hitter at his best. He understands exactly what Palmquist is trying to do. I want you to look at strike 2 and how he chases out of the zone. Perfectly placed pitch, non-competitive. He can't hurt you with this. This one, bad location. Why? Because it's not in the dirt. You have to be able to throw it in the dirt. That's already where Ozzie's looking for. Down. That's why we're talking about elevating it out of the zone and then going back in the dirt. Ozzie Albies capitalizing, such a good hitter on pitches that aren't even supposed to be strikes.
And Eddie, that wasn't going to be a strike, but just as you said, a veteran good hitter having a really good year. Picks up 2 RBIs to give Atlanta a 5-3 lead. RBIs 61 and 62 for that guy right there.
And this is what the Nats have been dealing with a lot this year. Blown leads. They get the lead.
Yep.
Their offense puts them ahead, and it's the problem of being able to hold on to it.
Ozzie was hitting over 300 with runners in scoring position. That will go up after that productive single into center. And here's another guy that's come up with big hit after big hit for Atlanta this year, Mauricio Dubon. Got to be very frustrating for Palmquist, who made that good defensive play to get Harris. He was a strike away and an out away from getting out of it. Ball. And again, it's hard to overstate. The inning started with back-to-back walks. Ball. 3 balls and no strikes to Dubon.
Watch how deep he is in the box and on top of it, and then he scissor cuts it. For all those Atlanta Braves diehard fans years ago, the biggest scissor cutter in the game was number 44.
He swings 3-0, and it's fielded cleanly. Palmquist. Dubon really didn't even leave the box as he saw it go in the glove.
Any doubt who number 44 was?
Nope.
Not in the Braves country.
In baseball, we all know. There's a current hero, Ozzie Albies. The ultimate goal of an MLB fan is seeing everything. The MLB Journey to 30 Sweepstakes is presented by T-Mobile, is the ultimate bucket list. Enter now for your chance to win trips to all 30 ballparks. That means all 30. MLB.com/journey to 30 sweeps. Well, it's going to be a game decided by the bullpen and Atlanta. First pitch is in there to Nunez to get it going. He bats 9th. It was 3-0 going into the bottom of the 4th. 1 run in the bottom and then 2 more in the 5th and the 6th. Gives the Braves the lead. Really good cutter.
With 2 strikes, Blake Pichero is hoping that Nunez can get on base. Changes the game with his elite speed.
Oh, jam shot on the infield. Olsen is there, and he makes the play. There is 1 down, and James Wood, Buster, coming to the plate.
Yeah, Carl, in talking with other members of the Nationals, they say that James Wood has a really unique ability to flush out sequencing by opposing pitchers. And I talked to James about it. He said that in his rookie year, he just attacked fastballs. But over time, he has come to really love the chess match. Teammates are saying he's excellent at anticipating sequence and pitching from opposing pitchers, to the point that in the dugout during the course of games, his voice carries a lot of weight when he's telling teammates what opposing pitchers are trying to do.
Maturation.
Ball.
And the other thing that he's got to do now is shake off the play that he probably will tell you he should have made, which ultimately afforded an extra out and then a 2-run home run from Yastrzemski. He's going to challenge that one.
Yeah, he's going to win this challenge too.
Nationals have been very good at it. As we take a look at the ABS system, it is powered by T-Mobile. And he is spot on.
Pitches the ball.
Yeah.
DC has 2 remaining.
With his height, a lot of guys his height, Aaron Judge himself, get a lot of missed calls on the bottom of the zone.
2.
Dylan Lee, the lefty, is warming for the Braves.
Ball.
Madero staying away the entire at bat.
Wood, we talked about his ability to get on, especially in the first inning. He leads baseball in runs scored with 98, which coming into tonight was 24 more than the next closest. 24 more.
Ball.
That one is down. Ricky Henderson in 1985 finished 28 ahead of the next guy, who was, of course, one of the great Braves, Dale Murphy. So Ruth, Ricky, the great Ginger Beaumont back in the early 1900s, and Ty Cobb. James Wood is a plus 24 this year. His ability to get on was highlighted there by the walk. So tying run to the plate, and the first pitch is a strike to Garcia. A double and a homer, and then a big strikeout with 2 men on in the 5th. Oh, Garcia hit it really hard. Good jump, Harris. He dives. It's past him. It'll go all the way to the wall. Wood's going to score easily, and heading to third base is Garcia, who now has a double, a homer, and a triple.
That ball was scolded, and not many balls get past Michael Harris II when he dives for it. But the sound, any scout that has watched a lot of baseball and heard baseballs off the bat will tell you that that's elite. 109 miles per hour off the bat.
Wow. It went over his glove, too. He was there.
That forces the infield in.
Cruz has struck out twice tonight. Needs to make contact, and that one he's going to challenge as well.
Batters challenging.
Cutter called a strike. It's off.
I mean, by the shortest of
DC
shortest.
has 2 remaining.
1/10 of an inch. So Cruz flips it. He's got that tying running Garcia down there at third base. What a night for Luis Garcia.
They've stayed away all evening on Cruz. Let's see if he makes the adjustment.
That's popped up, and that is not going to be deep enough to get the run home from third at all. It's on the infield, and Jarvis is there. And Cruz is not good. 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts.
There is a misconception that when there's a runner on third and the infield is in, you have to hit the ball in the air. And Chili Davis, who drove in 1 year over 100 runs, did not have a sac fly in that season. What he said is you have to hit the ball hard.
Yeah.
Not in the air. You hit it hard, it's going to go more on the line in the air than if you try to elevate it, because that's what could happen.
It's a great point. Because if you hit it hard on the ground, you really have to hit it at somebody. Yeah. So Walt Weiss is going to go to his left-hander Dylan Lee to come in to face C.J. Abrams. As he comes in to get his warm-up pitches, we'll send it back to the studio and Kevin.
All right, Ravi down 2-0. The Pirates have come back to tie it. Doug behind Brandon Lau.
He's been an RBI machine for the Pirates, really anchors this lineup and continues to show power when they need it.
Only the Nationals, Ravi, have scored more runs than the Pirates, who are tied 2-2 in Cincinnati.
Yeah, it's a great point. We talk about the surprise of the White Sox and the Nationals. And obviously, when you have a Paul Skeens on your team and a Reynolds, etc., you tend to move out of if they have some success, there'll be a surprise. They've been really good this year, the Pirates. So that sets up this showdown.
Yeah, they really have.
You take a look at the OPS leaders, and relative to the trade deadline, meaning look at the names on the list, and these guys were traded. Alvarez, Wood, Soto, C.J. Abrams, and PCA. Dealt, and now OPS leaders in 26. So, yeah, trading at the deadline can make a big difference for not only that year, years to come.
And a lot of credit goes to the advanced scouts, the guys that go ahead and look at not only the talent in the big leagues, but the talent in the minor leagues as well, and how they've developed after having been signed, and if they fit their organization and what they want to get better.
So the lefty is Dylan Lee. Really good numbers and a high leverage spot here against C.J. Abrams. First pitch is in on the shoulder. It's 1-0.
Doesn't give in. Will throw the slider anytime.
Dominant against lefties. That's in there, and he went with a fastball at 93 to even it up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Abrams has had some success against Lee. He's 3 for 11. He's also struck out 4 times. Plethora of hard hit 100-mile-an-hour plus balls tonight, including that one off the bat of Garcia, who's standing at third. Abrams takes another one that's off.
And the thing with Lee is he is not the type of pitcher that has to only be successful out of the zone and induce a chase. He can get swing and miss and soft contact with his stuff in the zone.
Well, dangerous 3-1 count, swing and a miss. Just off the plate with the slider. What are you doing, Eddie? Going back to the slider there again? I'm going to try to expand.
Or if you go with the fastball, it better be hard in.
3-2.
Went to the slider, but got a lot of the plate. Big lead at third.
Big lead. Almost halfway down the line. Hear that grunt? He tried to throw it a little harder. He did at 95.
And I actually like what Garcia is doing, because any slider in the dirt that is tried to be blocked, you can go and you'll make it easily.
On the ground, Olsen snares it. He's so good, and the race is won by Olsen. Matt Olsen has shown his value. He has not had a big night offensively, 0 for 3, but he's made a couple of very good defensive plays at first base.
Yeah. Joe Oliver would say, when you hit it to the Gold Glover, don't do that.
Back with Eddie and Buster. Carl Ravitch at CSPN Spaceball. It is presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Bottom 7, home team is up by just a run. Dom Smith looks at strike 1. Bottom 3 is due up. That'll be Smith, Yastrzemski with a homer, and then Jarvis the shortstop. Left on left.
2.
In there for a strike. Looked like Dom thought for a second about tapping his helmet, but doesn't.
Yes, sir.
Carson Palmquist could not navigate the bottom of the 6th. Had 2 outs, 2 strikes on Albies, and he delivered a 2 RBI single. That one off speed, and out in front of it popped up third baseman Bibas was looking at everybody, and he is there to make the play in foul territory. Any WWE SummerSlam. It's going down this Saturday and Sunday, August 1 and 2, live from Minnesota. Starts at 6 Eastern on the ESPN app. Brock Lesnar meets Oba Femi, and Cody Rhodes will get CM Punk. Roman Reigns collides with Seth Rollins. That's 2 nights. It's one massive event. Stream it live on the ESPN app with an ESPN Unlimited plan. Looks like Eli White, speedy Eli White, is going to bat for Mike Yastrzemski.
And now you get a little bit better defense in the outfield. You have the lead plus the matchup you want for the Braves.
You got to be careful on the infield on a slow hit ball. This guy is as fast as anybody. And Palmquist's first one to White. He swings at it, and that's a foul tip. It's 0-1.
Yeah, he didn't recognize that one too well. A little late on the cutter.
And it's 0-2. Buster, is there concern about Yastrzemski and his throwing arm still, given the injury?
Well, certainly when you watch him throw, you got to believe there are going to be questions there. But the Braves are in the marketplace right now looking for a right-handed hitting outfielder. I'm looking at someone like Tyrone Taylor of the Mets, 912 OPS against lefties. Lane Thomas of the Royals, he'd be a good fit.
White hits one in the air to right. Wood has got a beat on it. And White is out. Do you anticipate, Buster, it being a very active trade deadline given the teams that we talked?
Absolutely. So I talked to executives today all around baseball, and they're saying today the volume of conversations rate was increased dramatically, and they think that's going to manifest in the next 24 hours of the first wave of trades, and it'll go crazy by the time we get to the trade deadline. I think there are going to be a lot of players who change hands. And, of course, everyone is wondering what's going to happen with Tarek Skubal. Look, the people I've talked to, the Tigers haven't declared that they're going to trade Skubal. And we know that that's the first domino to go in this really voluminous starting pitching market.
Yeah, we'll get into the starting pitching market as that one is inside. After going outside, it's 2-0. So this list was comprised by Buster and others. But look at the 16 names that we've come up with, including Gossman and Bieber from the Blue Jays.
Yeah, you're going to be able to add a starting pitcher if you're looking for one. And an interesting name on that list was Hunter Green of the Cincinnati Reds, who, of course, turns 27 next week. He's been an all-star. I think the Reds are looking to augment their team going forward, trading Hunter Green potentially for assets. I was told chances of him being moved are about 50-50.
That's a big arm.
Yeah, and he's under contract for $15.3 million next year, $16.3 million a year after that, $21 million club option for 29. So any size market team can afford him.
Yeah, 3-1, that's down, which gives us a chance to give you a follow-up question, Buster. So what impact, if any, does the uncertainty of the labor agreement play with teams and their decisions?
Yeah, it's definitely playing a factor, I think, with any players under contract 2027, 28, 29, if they have money attached to them. Look, we saw the Red Sox and Nationals make a 1-for-1 trade, Curtis Mead for Connolly early, because that's an apples for apples deal, right? 2 young players, guys with a lot of money attached to them. It's going to be tough to move before the deadline because no one knows what the economic system is going to be next year. And so a lot of teams find that really complicating in decisions that they're making.
So if the moves are apples and apples but not apples and oranges, meaning they literally offset each other, then a team isn't going out on a limb and taking on extra money?
Yeah, what I'm hearing is there are very few teams actually willing to take
they got him. Yeah, they picked him off, Buster.
He dropped the ball.
He dropped it. He had him. And he had him by a lot. And Garcia Jr., whose glove has been great tonight, dropped the ball.
Yeah, this is where you have to be patient at first. And goes for the tag. And right when he wants to show it, luck has it that it just pops out of the glove. He had it. He was out. Just keep it there.
Just leave it on the ground because Jarvis rolled over the glove. That's out of play. Leave it on the ground. Make sure it stays. Just hold it there.
And we've seen already what the Braves have been able to do when they give them an extra out to end an inning. It was a home run by Yastrzemski after the ball was dropped in right field. Still was called a hit. Let's see what Baldwin does here.
He's got 20 of them. That's way outside. And he reaches out off the end of the bat, slow roller, and Baldwin will be thrown out by Nasim Nunez. We go to the 8th. 7th inning is in the books. 5-4, Braves on top. Stretch it out. ESPN Baseball presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Knock savings out of the park with Liberty Mutual. Just a gorgeous summer night here in Atlanta, Truist Park. What they have done around this area has been spectacular, and there are people day and night that come down to the Battery to enjoy all things Atlanta Braves. We got a pitch clock violation that is being charged to Darren Lyle of the Nationals, so he will step in without having seen a pitch and be behind 0-1.
Ball.
Darren Lyle with a couple of home runs tonight and then a ground out to second base. It's 5-4. We're in the 8th. Dylan Lee, the lefty specialist,
Ball.
misses just off the corner. What would you do if you were the Nationals with regards to the trade deadline, Eddie?
I would not be all in.
You would not?
No.
So you'd look to improve.
I'd look to improve
the future of the team.
The future of the team, and that doesn't mean having to sell off any of the bats that they have. On the contrary.
3-1. That one is popped up, and that is playable. Who sees it? Dubon is there. Nice running catch. It took a while for Baldwin to pick it up. Before we see the next hitter, Ruiz, let's go back to the studio for an update.
All right, guys, a 1-hour rain delay, but they're playing ball in Queens. Doug, Kyle Stowers, a rocket.
This was hit 112.8 miles per hour. And strangely enough, it would have gone out of every ballpark except Coors Field.
Interesting. Miami heads to Atlanta next week. Ravi currently 2 back in the wild card.
Thank you very much. That was the guy traded at the deadline. Trevor Rogers, he was in the deal along with Connor Norby. 112 miles an hour is a rocket.
Yeah, a lot of Oriole fans crying right now about that one. But if you're the Nationals, the message that you can give your players is, hey, we continue to play our game. Offensively, we can compete with anyone. But we're not willing to sacrifice the players that we have that we're still developing, that we believe we can be a powerhouse. Now, if there's something that is beneficial for the organization to continue to get better at the lower half, you have to evaluate it.
Chaparro, who is pinch hitting, sends one deep to left field, but White, who's out there, puts the brakes on, and he's there to make the play for the second out. Andres Chaparro gave it a good ride.
That's another fly ball to the warning track here in this game. We've had so many, and Chaparro just hits it right off the end of the bat. Change up, 85 miles per hour.
It's the beauty of a changeup, isn't it, for a pitcher?
It really is.
It really is. It's the weapon of the changeup.
Gordo, I love their approach, the Nationals, with Foster Griffin as well. He's had this tremendous season. First year coming over after 3 years in Japan. They've talked with him about an extension. I think if they can't reach an agreement before the trade deadline, he's going to be one of the starting pitchers who could move.
Tenna, sky high. This one should be playable. Jarvis is over there. Dubon, nobody's going to get it. Eli White, who had just made a play at the track, was still relatively deep, and he couldn't get there in time. Neither Jarvis or Dubon able to get it.
By the way, Dubon is having a little trouble trying to get that ball over to the fan.
Tired, man. It's a long run.
Yeah, this is if you're Jarvis, you're up the middle, you're going all out, you have no chance. And Dubon stopped not once but twice, thinking that Eli White and his speed was going to be able to get there.
Yeah, and White seemed to be shaded over towards center field a little bit against the left-handed hitting Tenna. So 2 strikes. Woo.
Did you really see Dubon? They tried to throw it over, and he actually just threw it right up, and he caught it again. That'll give you a chuckle.
Years ago, that netting wasn't there, and I'm exhausted.
Ball.
Plus, he's probably picked out somebody in the stands there. He's just trying to lob it over.
I'll tell you what, he has so much fun playing this game.
For a long, long time. Swing and a miss. High fastball at 94. Lee will get him through the 8th. We're going bottom half and get a chance to see Ronald Acuna Jr. when we come back.
Reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Who's copy?
Heading next on SportsCenter after the game, the star in this one will join them. Clemens goes walk-off slam, so the Rocket, we've seen Jeff Conine celebrate his son. Roger Clemens having a great time watching his son. And an update on Baker Mayfield's contract dispute. SportsCenter with the great Nicole Briscoe and Michael Eaves. Also great. Next on ESPN and the ESPN app. Riley Cornelio is in. A whole new battery here. In the battery. Cornelio and then Harry Ford behind the plate. A slider to get ahead of Ronald Acuna Jr. Homer and a walk. He's got 8 homers now, and he's starting to get that timing down a little bit more off of the injury, the hamstring. Swings and fouls that back. Then he has a hitting coach and a hitting guru. Walt Weiss did talk about sometimes it's overlooked, getting your timing back.
100%. We've seen Jose Ramirez struggle coming back from the IL. It's a matter of just being able to get those hands and feet in position.
Strike 3.
Called strike 3, and Acuna is slow walking out of there.
I'm surprised he didn't tap his helmet.
Chose not to.
Especially this late in the game. Why not? You've got the lead. This is a pitch that would have been overturned.
One down for Olsen.
I think sometimes players forget, especially guys that have been in the league a long time and did not have to come up with the minor league through the minor leagues with the challenge system.
Without knowing it, it's impossible to get inside his head. If there was a hesitation, like, do I do that? Just back to that point, because we, of course, were there when the whole Olsen thing went down. Buster and I were joking about Matt Olsen was on the plane when he found out about the new contract that he was getting with the Braves and asking, like, is that guaranteed? He was a bit younger and a little more naive, but the idea that the production of Olsen and Freeman has been so remarkable. And considering he had those huge shoes to fill, and Freddie didn't go out and fall on his face. Like, Freddie is Hall of Fame to this day.
Yes. And both of them are back home where they grew up.
Yeah.
Now, Freddie did not want to leave here. This is what he knew.
Yeah, Freddie already is in the Hall of Fame to what he's accomplished. Matt Olson's on a Hall of Fame trajectory.
No doubt about it. Yeah, and when I say Hall of Fame, I mean this year he's performing at Hall of Fame level. There's just no slowdown. Swing and a miss there from Olsen, and he's gone on a slider. It's in his defense tonight, but Olsen posts, man. He posts like legends post. 891 consecutive games, and I think whenever you see this list, you can't believe that he's played this many games and he is so far behind the guys at the top.
And with the science that is in today's game of rest, sleep,
yeah,
and production, It's amazing he's still doing it.
He's still doing it. Harris grounds out, and that will do it here in the bottom of the 8th. Quick inning. We go to the 9th. House, Nunez, and Wood.
Never even happened.
Well, here he is, Raisel Iglesias. He's been standing all year, 22 saves, an ERA of 2.37. He's got to get 8-9, and then he has to deal with Wood at the top.
And he eats up the zone, so if you're a hitter, you have to be aggressive, but aggressive with the pitch that you want, not the one that he wants you to chase.
Brady House will be the first man he sees. That first pitch is in there, a sinker at 94. Big changeup guy is Iglesias.
And that weapon is going to be shown against left-handed hitters.
Way inside, but a swung on and a foul ball. That's the tough number you just saw with the Nats and the leads that they have lost. They led this game 3-zip into the bottom of the 4th. And he got him, but he did not hang on to it. So staying alive is House.
Yeah, 88 miles per hour. Staying down. See the change up. That'll leave a bruise.
Big time chase rate over his career. 41%, the 100th percentile. Can he get House to go?
Shit, dude.
Did chase out of the zone, but it's fouled off.
Down here in the what Nats dugout, Jacob Young has his oven mitt on. He'll come into the game as a pinch runner if you see House reach base here.
Michael Harris does a little yard work out there in center field. That's why there was a delay. He now is back in his position. And Iglesias rocks and fires. A little high, 1-2. And that's going to be challenged by the catcher.
Catcher is challenging.
That's a good challenge, especially when you have two here in the top of the 9th inning. Why not?
That was the look he just gave his bench too. Like, yeah,
Atlanta has 1 remaining.
why not? On the ground, third, staying right down on it. Dubon. And it was 1 down.
At Ace, however you grill, we've got the perfect one for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place, like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone. That sounds pretty perfect.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Strike to Nunez. You know, you're seeing Dubon make these plays and playing every day, and he plays different positions, but you are reminded this is a team that has Austin Riley on it, and he's struggling this year offensively. In the hole, backhand snare. Oh, what a play. Jim Jarvis with a gem.
Was traded last year, July 31st, for Rafael Montero from the Tigers. And oh my, this is what they've been raving about. He's so good going to his right and also to his left, just fundamentally sound. Steady shortstop.
Well, big time hat here at Eduardo to close this thing out. Potentially Iglesias and Wood. First pitch called a strike. And it is 0-1.
They started him off with a changeup too, just in case James Wood was trying to ambush the fastball.
A little down, 1 ball, 1 strike. He went with the changeup. Wood has been terrific against everything. Buster shared with us how he thinks through the plate appearance. He takes another one down. It's 2-1.
3 consecutive changeups. If he throws a fastball, it has to be an elevated fastball. It cannot be down in the zone.
The 36-year-old fires. Wood takes another one down, another changeup. It's 3-1. You got a guy coming up on deck in Luis Garcia, who's got a double, a homer, and a triple.
And has hit the ball very hard.
3-1. nasty pitch just on the corner. He's got a chance.
Surprised.
Full count, chance to end it. Pickup save 23. And instead he will walk James Wood and allow Garcia to come up.
3 walks for James Wood this evening.
Trey Turner was the last national to hit for the cycle. That was back in 2021. Garcia swings, and this one is in the ballpark in right field. Acuna sees it, and that will seal it. Iglesias picks up his 23rd save. The Braves come from behind and win it 5-4. Give Dylan Lee a lot of credit. He was really good out of a bullpen that's been used. They played the doubleheader yesterday. And Atlanta improves to 64 and 45.
Walt Weiss went with his trusted strike throwers at the end of the ball game. Dylan Lee and Raisel Iglesias did not falter at all. That's one of the big reasons why the Atlanta Braves are where they're at. Bullpenning and defense.
Acuna with a homer and Mike Yastrzemski with a big 2-run shot. For Buster Olney and Eduardo Perez, our entire crew back in Bristol. That includes our great producer, Andy Jacobson. I'm Carl Ravitch saying thanks so much for spending the night with us. We will hand it off to SportsCenter. That means Nicole Briscoe and Michael Eaves. The Braves